Hello everyone, I'm Kadek and Karisma Dewantara from IKI Class, and here I would like to share some insight from the article that I have been read entitled English Language Teaching Problems in Indonesia from Effendy Gultom in 2015. So as the title, this article will discuss about the problems of learning English that happen in Indonesia. In addition, this article also provides overview from Gultom versions about how language learning, especially English, should be carried out in Indonesian to make it more optimal and effective. And the implications of this article will provide a view that can be later on considered by government and English language educators. So, based on Gultom in his article, the teaching English in Indonesians always been considered as important. English language learning was inserted in school curriculums started from elementary schools until university level. But in fact, most of students learn English just to satisfy or fulfill the requirements so they can graduate from their schools. They do not feel that English learning is important for their futures. So this is the main problems, and Gultom stated that of course this case affected by several factors. According to Gultom, there are several problems in English learning in Indonesia. The first problem is low competence of teachers. So teaching English is very depending on teacher itself. It's related to teacher competency and teacher's quality. So Gultom said that most of English language teacher in Indonesians does not fulfill the standard of the quality of teachers, of English teachers. So the quality here is related to teachers should have a good communication skill with their students. Teacher should be able to use various technique in teaching their students, and teachers should have is expected to can be a good model, good English model for their students. And then the second problem is big size of class. This is one factors that really make English language teaching not optimal in the class, because generally in Indonesians there are 40 to 30 students in the class. So it is make the teachers a little bit difficult to observe the improvement of English of its students. So Gultom also state that no matter what method of teaching that used by the teachers, the result of English teaching and learning process cannot be satisfactory. And then the third problems is the allocations of time and frequency of language class are still very limited. So Gultom state that teaching English basically is teach a new skills. Therefore, students actually need a lot of time to practicing their skills. And to make sure students have improvement in their English, it must be have a lot of time locations and a lot of frequency in English teachings. And if students not practice it continuously, students will easily to forget the lesson that they have learned before. To overcome those problems, Gultom have provided some solutions. The first solution to overcome the problems of low competence of teachers, Gultom suggested for English language teachers in Indonesians to upgrade themselves by attending higher educations or by attending in-service training to make their skill in teaching English improve. So if teacher already have a good quality in teaching English, it will be make students more motivated and more enthusiastic in learning English. And moreover, the teacher also should be consider the use of method in teaching English in the class, because the students have different background of knowledge and different learning style. So here the role of teacher should be able to choose the appropriate strategy and technique to guiding students during the teaching learning process. And then to overcome the second problems of big size of class, Gultom suggests that learning English language in the class must be done in small classes. There are not be more than 12 students in a class. So when in the small classes, each student will have more opportunity to practice their language in the class. And in addition, the Gultom also said that the classroom should be arranged in a systematic way. So, for examples that support the social interactions. So the teacher can arrange the classrooms in a setting of half circle or U form to support the learning process more be optimal and effectively. And then the third one, to overcome the third problems about the issue of limited of time, Gultom suggests that the time allotment must be added, and the frequency of class, the English class, should be more often. Because without adequate time for practice, it seems impossible for the students to be able to use foreign language influently. So the government, based on the Gultom suggested, needs to provide more time to students learn the language. And it is in line with the theory of habit from Bloomfield in 1942 that state students should repeat a certain pattern until they master, and it can make it become automatically. And yeah, I think that's all that I can share about the insight from the article that I have been read. Hopefully you can get something beneficial from this video. That's all. Thank you and have a nice day.